Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. So, we're on the road to finishing the demo here. We got the beds working. So we've got collision for the beds. We can walk in the bed and we can interact in two ways. Either we can walk against the wall and then interact, it'll ask us to rest, or we can go in the bed face down, interact there, and then choose whether or not we want to rest. And then when we rest, it'll cost 5 coins, it'll say you took a nap, and then it heals your health as well as put you in a little sleep state so that you can walk out of it and then resume your game. So we don't have a lot left to do before the demo's ready, other than I say that, but we have some level design of the overworld that we need to finish, which is really important, but I'm not too worried about that. And I say level design, it's more like, yeah, I mean, it's not really level, it's more just like overworld design, right? So like the different pathways and different openings to the next areas. So we'll have to make a couple extra sprites, because right now we basically only have grass, dirt, and like mud walls and stuff. So we will have to make some new sprites and then design it. But today I think what we're gonna do is tackle some tinier I wouldn't say feature, but it's more like it's like little things. Like right now, if we go into our inventory, we can equip any element, which at the beginning of the game is supposed to be limited. So we basically need this one, and this one to be grayed out, like empty. And then same thing with these tunics. And then also just like, I guess what we can do is like, I don't know. We're gonna have to look, because like we have a key item inventory, and that's what's holding all these. But basically when we hit the button on whatever we pick, it just gives it to us. But we need to be able to specify, if you press it, only if you've got the thing unlocked does it then equip it for you. So yeah, I mean, I guess, we have a couple of decisions to make. Like, do we, we need to gray out the tomes too, but it's like, what do we do? How do we signify that you don't have it yet, right? We need to like gray it out, like I'm saying. So are you able to highlight over it even though it's grayed out, or do we prevent that from happening because you don't even have it unlocked? I can imagine it getting more complicated with 3 layers of unlocks at different levels and stuff. So I'm kind of leaning towards, we'll just keep the highlights the way they are, and we'll just gray out the inventory items until we get them. So right now we're kind of just using this PNG that we called like pauseMockup. And pauseMockup is the PNG of this overlay. So we would need to like basically upgrade it so that it is all the unequipped versions of these things. Yeah, and then I guess we just have to trigger something in the key item inventory class that that allows us to set, like, hey, is it unlocked? If it's unlocked, not only render it, but also allow it to be clicked on and then equipped. So it's not all that easy. And the crappy thing is too, is like we've got these berries and baggies and stuff, but we don't have, those aren't actual items in the game just yet. So we kind of, I don't know, it's kind of sad that our demo is only going to have the loot in the item section, which seems a little plain. So man, the scope creep is real, because now I'm like, well, we gotta have something, right? We gotta have something other than just the loot, because people have to know that there's more than just that. I don't know what to do other than we can make the berries. We can make the berries, basically once you cleanse a corrupted gecko, they'll run away. And the berries are supposed to lure them back, and they can eat them, and then they become happy to exist in the scene instead of just running away. So I'm kind of thinking we can do, maybe we just add berries to the game. I mean, no, the demo is due, man. The demo is due. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea of only the loot being here. You know, the demo should have a little more meat than just one item you can equip, you know? Because the loot is kind of like a key item. The loot is kind of like a... yeah, it's kind of like a key item, so... I don't know. I really don't know. I guess let's just do the first thing, which is we'll update our pauseMockup to be the grayed out versions, and then we'll figure out how to draw them once they're unlocked and allow them to be unlocked once they're unlocked, sort of deal, or allow them to be equipped once they're unlocked. So let's dig into our overlay here. It's called pauseMockup, I'm pretty sure. Swatch exchange file. I don't think that's right. I don't think we want that. Come on. Okay. Here's our pauseMockup. We have to essentially just cover up all of these things as empty slots. So I kind of want it to be like same shape, but grayed out. I'm a little torn. Because, yeah, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, we do have to just do this conditional rendering based on what we've got unlocked. I guess I'm just like, I'm not wanting to kind of overwrite and lose the data that we did for here, but these are placeholder anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we just override it. I mean, maybe I'll back it up. Yeah, maybe we'll just save it as like a pause mockup with item placement, just so we don't overwrite it completely. But yeah, I think what we need to do is just kind of do it on one layer here and just override it. You know what, before I do that, I think we want to just make sure we're happy with how it looks. I want it to be like a darker gray outline, to be like a little socket almost. So we can kind of just cover it like this. I don't know. I want it to look depressed, so I think we should maybe have that part darker than the outline brighter. I don't know if it really looks empty though. You know, maybe it needs some of this color to kind of blend in. That's getting there. I mean, it looks more empty, right? I don't know. I don't know, dude. Yeah, I mean, you know, kind of like how this looks like a empty slot. Maybe we just use the same color. I don't know. I don't know. Could be. It could be like a little small circle too. That I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel, I don't know, losing some steam. Just like, I think I'm just overworked with work. We'll move forward with this. Looks so bad. Yeah. Does that look empty? Yeah? Cool. I think we'll just move forward with that. What up, RZ? How's it going? It's going okay. I don't know. I just feel a little overwhelmed, I think. It looks so fucking bad. Oh my god, it looks so bad. We don't really have like a uniform spacing for these either. But also, you know, the cursor for the key item inventory is like kind of locked in at a certain width. Okay. Yeah, I know, I see that. It's just that, like, in the game when you look at the overlay here, they're like evenly spaced out. So if we scoot that red one over, it's hard because it's like the grid I'm using for these key items are locked in for both the spellcast and the tunics and the tomes. So if we scoot, if we scoot the red over, then we'd have to scoot the yellow over to prevent that gap, and then at that point this isn't like overlaid on the yellow. So like I do want to fix that. Like these were meant to be placeholder tunics, so I do want to fix that. But for right now, well, yeah, if we scoot it over, then there'll be a gap here, and then this one will look off. I'm not a huge fan of that. So maybe we just redesign it just like how we did. We can do it. We can pull up the specs for the elements here. I think it's a 9x9. So we can make tunics a 9x9 as well. We'll scoot it over because I do agree. I think it looks weird. See why? Oh yeah, we do. Okay. Yeah, we do just need to scoot this one back over. Yeah, because if the first two matched, the 3 and 4 should match. So it looks like we've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pixels in is this little divot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yeah, they're all 5 in there. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know what I was thinking with that, but I think that's right now. Cool. It's like all these little things left just make for, it's not so easy to implement this, but it shouldn't be that bad. Oh, you should look at some of my pixel art closer, because it's terrible, man. It's so bad. Okay, this is looking okay. Yeah, and you know what? I think we don't have, god damn it. We don't have heart containers yet in the demo, so we probably shouldn't even include the little overlay for it. Because it might just be confusing to people, because we can't, there are no heart containers yet, so Yeah, I don't know. For now, I'll just leave it. Because I want this patch of grass to be dependent on what level of the map you're standing on. So like if you're in the ice mountain, it'll be ice there. If you're in the desert, it'll be desert. So I kind of want like to bring the biome into the inventory too. I don't think that's going to happen for the demo though. Okay, I think this is okay. So let's do a save as PNG mockup 2. So I'm just going to require pauseMockup 2. I'm not going to overwrite that first one just yet. But now we've got that one. Yep, and RZ, you're totally right. Like, yeah, they match up perfect now for the overlay here. Okay. So the thing is, though, now that even though they're empty, I can still equip any element and still equip any tunic. And there's no tome selection at the moment. So we kind of have to now track in our key item inventory what highest level of current unlock is available. And if you hit space and you've unlocked the highest level for that whatever row, then you can go ahead and equip it. So, you know, I like that we're able to kind of come in here in the game and change it just so we can like mess around. But as far as the demo's concerned, you can't equip things unless you've unlocked them. And same goes for spellcasting. Right now, spellcasting works just by pressing the A button. It doesn't even matter if you've got the element equipped or not, which it should. You can only spellcast if you have an element equipped in A slot there. Now the levels, the different colors are not different levels, they're different spells. So right now we only have the fire spell, which is this red one. We'll have a water spell, a reflecting spell, and a light beam spell. So those are the 4. And then the tunics do different things too. The green tunic allows you to push items on the map. The blue will let you swim. The red will be... I don't know what the red will be just yet. Maybe like some kind of corruption resistance or heat resistance or something. And then yellow is light. So you can... That's how you get through the Dark Temple, is you get the Tunic of Light and you can wear that thing. I shouldn't call them tunics. I should call them whatever. Not like a robe. I don't know. We'll come up with a name for it. We're rendering some weird outline on the spellcast when yellow's equipped, but I guess that's not a huge deal. Well, it might be a huge deal. I don't know where that... Where are we rendering the freaking circle like that? I don't even know, but we should default that color. Okay, so we'll go check out our key item inventory. We have an inventory. We have an item inventory, and we have a key item. Okay, so our inventory class has both a normal item and a key item. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, we got a lot of old, outdated stuff. Okay. Yeah, so we kind of need, we're doing this. Okay, well, if it's a key item thing, we don't need the touches. This is all outdated. But, oh man, yeah, this is jacked up. We must be doing this for normal touches. Man. We haven't looked at this since we rehauled our input system, so it's not as straightforward as I was hoping. Because anytime we cycle through our touches, it's an outdated method. But this is just for touch, so we should be doing this for input selection, which input action, okay, so we are doing it for there. Okay, so we should be able to just take out the touch stuff. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to just take this out and it'll work fine. This is one of the reasons why. See, this is all touches too, right? No. What the heck is happening, man? Okay, we've got to be doing all this stuff, not for the touches too, because this is saying we're going to cycle through our touches. We're going to handle. Okay. I guess what I'm going to do is just delete every touch part as we come across it and then test it. So let's get rid of this. Okay. That's looking okay. Let's see if it works still. Ay. Key item cursor. Okay, so there's a key item cursor that is a cursor object. I don't get why taking out touches would break that. We must have just overlooked something. Okay, sweet. So we're good here. I think I might just do a little commit real quick. Okay. Okay, so we need this item inventory class here. Item inventory. It's just the inventory class. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we need to kind of lock our it's not that we need to lock the movement, right? We can allow them to highlight over something they don't have unlocked yet, but if they hit A on it and they don't have it unlocked, it needs to not equip. So let's take a look at how key items are being processed. So we basically just do this thing, which is like handle inputs. And the... Yo, sounds good, RZ. Yo, have a good breakfast. The input handling here for the functions that we're using is just controlling the cursor. I'm pretty sure that's all these inputs are doing. Because if we look at it, it's just it's just taking a selected row, and then it's resetting the blink on the item cursor and the key item cursor. So yeah, it should be just doing that. But here, we need to do this where you can say element slot. What are we doing in this element slot? Element slot. Wow. Okay, so we have a inventory element slot table. Are we using that anywhere else? Or did we just placeholder it? Yeah, we're just using it here. Okay, so why do we even need this? I think this is just a placeholder to hold. Like I think what we're doing is element slot is going to be the picture that needs to load in the A button. Depression, whatever we call it. So the idea is we assign a string of whatever the picture is. We could maybe assign it a drawable or something and then just draw the drawable at the element slot, which is one way we can maybe do it. For right now, I think this is fine. It's just that, yeah, for right now, this is wrong. This should be echo. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I meant to kind of have these placeholders as the drawable that needs to be rendered in our slot for our A button. Okay, so we're basically saying, well, if we hit the A button, then if our row is 1 and our column is 1, basically if our row is 1, we know we are at the spellcast elements. So element row. If selected row is 2, we're on the tunic row. Okay, and then, yeah, if row is 3, we have tomes, but we're not doing any, we're actually not equipping any tomes at the moment, which is okay, but we need to fix that for the demo, but man, I'm like bummed to go to work in the morning. Oh, it'll be okay. Tunic row, element row. Okay. So I think we need a we need like a field on our player that carries over his upgrade system, right? So if his well, I guess it's tricky because the elements can be unlocked in a different order, right? We're not necessarily allowing a set progression. Yeah, we're not forcing a progression. So I think what we want to do is we'll have our player and we'll just initialize a couple variables like Flama unlocked. Right, so we'll just have a boolean on the player that unlocks the items as well as the tunics. Okay, so we are no longer having them unlocked. So we need to do a thing here where in our inventory class, since the selected column is Flama here, we would only want to change, we'd only want to do this. We'd only want to change the color and equip the spell. See, and right now this is doing nothing. All this is doing is changing what's in our hand, but it doesn't actually prevent us from casting a spell without it actually equipped, and it doesn't cast any other spell if you've got any other spell equipped, so it is just wrong. But for right now, we'll say we'll only want to do this if our global players dot Flama unlocked is true. Then we want to go ahead and do this, which at the moment it is not. So if we look at his hand, I'm pressing space, which is the A button, and he is not having the spell in his hand, but he can have these ones. So now we can kind of toggle, you know, if you either have it, I do want to kind of toggle it off as well. Like if how would we do it? Like I want it to unequip something if you already had it. So like we do that right here where we say, well, if it's already equipped, no longer equipped, otherwise equipped. So we don't really have a way to do that right here for this, because we're not actually doing anything with this. Like we could, yeah, because whether or not Flama's unlocked doesn't mean it's like actually equipped. So like we can say Flama equipped gets true and then unequip it if we press it again. Yeah. So let's just do this where we can start to build out the other locks. So for this, for Aquis, we'd say Aquis unlocked, and only if it is unlocked will we apply the color change. We need to do more than that, but at least right now that'll visually fix it for the demo, because these spells don't actually exist in game just yet. So this is Echo, I believe. Yeah, Echo unlocked. Then okay, so we've got this where we're only changing the elements if we've got them unlocked. So right now I'm just going to test. We're going to try to equip any of them, and none of them should equip because none of them are unlocked. Cool. So if we do go to our player and say, you know what, our Flama unlocked is actually true, then when we go here, we can equip it. Cool. So like we aren't, you know, we need to render Flamma on screen if it's unlocked. Same with all the other ones, but we can literally hold off on that because the demo doesn't allow you to unlock the other ones because there's no elements to take to the refinery. There's no emerald elements. There's only rubies, and that's only good for Flamma upgrades, and we're given Flamma at the beginning of the demo. So I guess what we can do is here when we go to render ourself in... Actually, yeah, no, it's in our inventory. When we go to render our inventory... Oh, is this... I feel like this circle is what might have that color bug after equipping, but let's just say that we're gonna just do a set color here of a white, and we're gonna draw our, you know, we need it to be equipped, but for right now I'm just gonna try to do llama, and let's just put it at 0, 0 just to make sure that's the right thing, because we should have a 9x9 Flamma. There we go. It is okay. So we basically want to put this at the X of whatever our selected row 1. Yeah, so this cursor, gosh, I don't know where these values would be. Oh, it is X, Y. There's an X and Y for the cursor. Here it is. Okay, so if it is... Oh my gosh. Okay, so it should be this key item, and the row is 1, so it should be... Should be this. I don't like that, but... I just have these to look at. So if row is 1, which it is, then our Y is key item offset. If column is 1, which it is, then X is key item X offset. So we should just draw it here at a key item X offset and key item Y offset. Cool. So let's see if we've got Flamma there equipped. It's a little off, but it needs to be right 2 and down 2, I think. Okay, left 1, up 1. So, just off by 1, I guess. Fuck, dude. This is right. Right? Yeah, the left is right. Oh, I don't like this. I feel like this Flamma's too small. I feel like this Flamma's different. Oh, come on, dude. Let's see. Flamma should be a 9x9. Oh, 10x10. So Flamma's 10x10, and it just doesn't fit in there? 11 by 11? What the fuck? Was this not? Oh my gosh, man. Why is... Okay. Okay, so I mean, we accidentally made two different sizes of this. We made one 11 by 11 and we made one 10 by 10. Now, the 10 by 10 is what's rendering right here, down here. So I think what we just need to do is just make it so that this fits our 10 by 10. And then we just hope it centers up in there. Because that's the other thing. It's like the cursor is a 10 by 10. So if we go... Or it's 11 by 11. So yeah, if we go 10 by 10, we're going to be off by a pixel on a side. Shit. Okay, well, I don't know. Part of me is now thinking we just need to make Flamma this size. If this size works for the cursor, then we should probably just make it work for this one too. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking we just make this 10 by 10. No, 11 by 11 instead of 10 by 10, right? Because if we look at, yeah, like if we equip this, we've got a little Flamma there. And if we look at, yeah, because if we look at the shape of that Flamma versus this one, we can see that the specular highlights are in a different spot. So yeah, I think we do just need to make each one an 11 by 11. So I guess, oh shoot, man. I think it's okay. I mean, we have to change it, but I think it'll be straightforward enough. I'm just trying to think if that'll screw anything else up by overriding these. So like maybe we'll make like a 10 by 10 elements. And then we'll just put, I'll just duplicate them. Like I don't want to, if we delete them and we ended up needing them, I guess that's what I always do. Anyway, we'll take Echo, we'll take Aquis, we'll take Flamma, we'll put them in the 10 by 10, and we basically want to use our pauseMockup to export, to re-export a transparent PNG 11 by 11 of all these elements. Bro, can you scroll any slower? Okay, and then what are you talking about? It's a freaking PNG. Locks, we need locks. Okay, so the pathway. Oh my gosh, are you... No way to scroll faster than this? Oh my god. Okay. Dude, what are you talking about? Okay, 10 by 10. Let's look at the other 16 by 16. Dude, what? 10 by 10. Why is Aquis a 16 by 16? Okay, let's check clocks. By 10. Okay. Yeah, I think we just need to remake these for 11 by 11 so that they just are consistent. So let's do that. We will take, yeah, we basically need to make, we basically just need to export all of these. So these are the spells, so we just need to, these are 11 by 11 and these are the right size. Yeah. We'll export it as a PNG and we'll put it, why does it default there? Put it in our 11 by 11. This one is red, so this is Flamma. PNG. Okay. Okay, let's just make sure I exported all PNGs. You're kidding me. They're there, man. They're there. We're in, what the heck? That we're, what the? We're in our Steam library folder somehow. That is so wrong. Okay. Okay, let's copy this over because this is just wrong. Okay, there's our files. We'll put them in the right spot. Okay. And actually, the real right spot is just in the graphics folder, where the old ones used to be. And the 10x10 are the backup 10x10 in case we mislabeled something, or I don't know. We should probably delete them. Well, let's see. That looks perfect. Now Flamma is like perfectly in there. Now we're offset by 1 here in the element equip, but I think we can switch that over just a bit. If we go to, I don't even know where we're actually doing that. Vibrancy render. Vibrancy render. Okay. It's got to be right here in the vibrancy render. Vibrancy bar. We render Flamma. Okay, and then we just need to be what? We need it to be left 1, up 1? Yeah, left 1, up 1. So let's say left 1, up 1. Let's just see if that works. If it is, we'll make them constants and update the rest of our code for it. That, oh my god, we're rendering like 1 under it. We're rendering 1 like under it. That's this one. I mean, this was the issue with the 10x10 and 11x11. Is because our bar in our HUD is not symmetrical for a 10x10. So it's almost like if we pull our old 10x10 here for the equip, I don't like that idea though. I don't like that. Let's move it right 1 and see. That was so bad. Wow, looks so off. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Let's try here where we can render, for example, a Flamma 2 here. And we'll put it at its old location. Why? I don't get why we were rendering this first. Okay. Anyway, let's add a Flamma 2 drawable, and we'll point it to the Flamma, the old Flamma, so that we have the old one. So the old one is going to be in an elements 10 by 10 folder in the graphics folder. So here in dependencies, we can say the old Flamma. Yeah, we're going to have a Flamma 2, and that exists in a folder called elements 10 by 10 Flamma PNG. So now we're rendering Flamma 2 at the old location. It should, yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, and I do kind of like, yeah, I like it like this, because I don't like that it's two different sprites, but it looks like it's slotted in the stone there. And the HUD is kind of locked, you know, we're not going to change the size of the HUD at this point. So that gives us 1 pixel buffer on both the top and bottom. And it looks like it's slotted there in the empty slot. So I do think I like that. But, you know, we do, if this is equipped, yeah, instead of rendering the red, we need to actually render the actual Flamma 10 by 10 right there. So let's go to our inventory class, and we'll say we're not rendering Flamma here. Actually, this is the one that's up in the selector. But when we do this element color, instead of doing this, we need to render the appropriate picture based on the equipped item. So like if we had this where, you know, as we select Flamma and it's unlocked this element slot, we need to say like we need to either say like we can do it a couple ways. We can have it like a string as an element equipped string. So we can say element equipped is Flamma at this point, because we successfully clicked on it when it was unlocked to us. So element equipped becomes Flamma, and we need to go to our player and give us this element equipped string. So we'll just go down to the end. Element equipped. And we're going to say it gets an empty string to start because there's no element equipped. But once element is equipped, Flamma, right? Then we're going to do this. And then what I'm going to do is say, instead of doing this, we're actually going to say, well, if our self.elementEquipped is Flamma, then we're going to draw Flamma. Otherwise, do the thing you're doing, which is set the color for the element equipped and then do your thing. But here we're going to say, okay, well, we need to draw Flamma 2. So we need to say, we'll just set our color to white to make sure that's right. And then a graphics draw of Flamma 2. And that is going to exist at the same X and Y as this. So right here, this virtual width is going to be the X, virtual height, take rid of that. Let's see if we've got our Flamma 2 in our element slot here. It's off, but it's close. Needs to be what? Right one, down one? There we go. Okay. Cool. So we've got Flamma equipped there. I don't like this spellcast color we've got going on. For the vibrancy render, I don't like that. How are we rendering this color? Yeah, a little bit of a long night. I mean, I've got work in the morning, so I've got to call it here quick or soon. But we're making decent progress, so cool. So now clicking on the elements doesn't just automatically equip the element, only if it's unlocked, which is a boolean on the player. I don't like this. I don't like when we do this vibrancy render. We're setting the color of this thing. Empty bar. Okay, so is this in the play state? I don't get why we had this. Why were we doing this? We draw Flamma, then we render the color. Because this is like the negative vibrancy bar. This is like the other one, and then we're just rendering this white. So where is that red coming in from? I want to say it's the red from the vibrancy bar or from the element color. So like it would make sense that we're not even setting the color. Oh, right here. Oh, this is it. Okay. So we did that because the other elements that you equip, so like this is like the... we'll probably just delete that. This should be right. Because we did it... Yeah, okay, it is right. Yep. Okay, so if we go equip that... Yeah, we don't have it. Okay, cool. Yes. Okay, cool. Okay, well, we've got Flamma equipped and only Flamma equipped now. And, we need to make sure that we update this for all our other elements so that once we select it, if we hit the action button and it's column 2 and column 2 unlock is available, then we need to switch the color, switch the element that's equipped, the string of the element that is equipped, as well as the active A slot with the 10x10 aqueous instead of the 11x11, which is a little... I don't really like it, but I went back and forth with this because for the grid over here, we can't really have a 10x10. It just didn't work because of the cursor. The cursor's 12x12. Is that right? Because like right now it's blinking, right? But it's like perfectly outlining it. If we shrunk it by 1 pixel, it wouldn't be aligned in the center of the cursor. So either we had the smaller size that made it fit in the item slot perfectly and it didn't look good in the equip key item slot, or we make it look good in the key item slot like it is now and then kind of manually shrink the equip slot. I don't know. It's kind of... I don't know. I don't like it that much, but... like, yeah, I would like it to be cleaner, but also, like, I've seen both variations, and this is the one I prefer, so I think we're just going to run with it. Okay, so tomorrow what we're going to do is we're going to add, like, unequipping the element. If you click the element that is already equipped, you can unequip it so that you can take off spellcasting in case you wanted to do that. And then we need to add where... the same thing for the tunics, right? So like we will add the tunic equipped as false for Tashio there, as well as the tomes equipped false, and then we'll just have to manually, we have to export a tunic shape color for each one of these, so that if it is unlocked, we would render it here as an option to click on. and then it only needs to change the option if it is clicked and it is unlocked, which right now we just are just changing it forever for every selection. So we kind of just need to prevent the player from equipping something they don't have unlocked yet. So that's what we'll do tomorrow, and we'll call it a night for tonight. This is just what we did. Add Flamma, unlock for key item inventory. Oh yeah, and then we also, oh yeah, I forgot that I should have done a get status before, but basically we had 14 changes there. We moved our original 10x10 elements into a 10x10 folder, and we have the new 11x11 elements in our default folder replacing the old ones. And then we just need to pull in the 10x10s as they get equipped, because that's the ones that need to be smaller. So we'll just have to kind of manually do that, like we define a Flamma 2. I'm not worried about those just yet because those aren't in the demo, so I won't worry about that. We've got Flamma working, so we'll focus on that. And then same with the tunics. You can only get the green tunic in the demo, so we're not going to worry about the other tunics equipping and unequipping, but we'll probably add the boilerplate to just get it in there, and we won't necessarily have to export all the other tunics because we don't have the ability to equip them just yet. So I think we'll just try to like pare it down so that we can hopefully get done before the end of the month for the demo, because we got to get play testing out the end of this month. That's my goal. So we've got 2 weeks, which is like not a lot of time at all, but we're gonna try. Thanks for watching. I'll run credits here, and we will find someone to raid out to. And let's see who is on. Yeah, we'll hit up Brightside. He's a cool dude. He's making his game. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll get some actual tunic key item equip renders working, and then we'll be on the road to designing the new overworld for the demo. So that's what's next.